For as long as humans have looked up, we've dreamed of leaving our solar system. Not with telescopes or radio waves, but physically, traveling to another star, touching a world lit by a sun that isn't our own. Every generation imagines it. No generation has come close to achieving it. The distances are too big, the energy requirements too insane. Even our fastest spacecraft would need tens of thousands of years to reach the nearest star. The universe is open, but the door is locked. Until someone realized the unthinkable. What if we didn't need to build a starship at all? What if the universe had already built them for us? Billions of them, drifting silently through the dark. Comets, ancient, frozen time capsules, dirty snowballs, harmless wanderers. That's how we've always thought about them. But in recent years, something has changed. Discoveries of interstellar objects. First Oumuamua, then Borisov, and now 3I Atlas. Force scientists to reconsider what comets really are. They're not just debris. They're travelers, messengers, and in a very real way, they may be the galaxy's natural spacecraft. Imagine using a comet not just as an object to study, but as a vessel, a lifeboat capable of carrying humans, technology, ecosystems, even whole civilizations, from one star system to another. It sounds like science fiction, but the more we learn about comets, the more the idea begins to make a strange kind of sense. Comets already travel between stars. They survive the harshest environments. They carry water, organic molecules, carbon compounds, the ingredients for life. They're stable over millions of years. And most importantly, they can provide protection. A comet tens of kilometers wide could shield a human colony from radiation in deep space far better than any ship we could build. Not with metal, but with ice, dust, rock, layers of ancient material that block cosmic rays naturally. Instead of building a protective shell from scratch, we could simply carve our habitat inside the comet itself. Picture it, a hollowed-out cavern beneath the surface, warmed by nuclear reactors, spinning slowly to create artificial gravity. Greenhouses tucked against the inner walls. Thick, natural shielding keeping the deadly radiation outside. A self-contained ecosystem drifting through interstellar space, using the comet's momentum to cross the gap between stars. This idea, once fringe, is now gaining traction among astrophysicists and engineers. Because comets don't require propulsion. They already have the velocity. They already have the trajectory. All we have to do is hitch a ride. And the craziest part? Some comets may already be traveling toward habitable systems. In fact, many scientists believe that comets have been transporting the building blocks of life across the galaxy for billions of years. This theory, called panspermia, suggests that life might not be confined to a single world. It might be riding shotgun on comets, meteorites, and interstellar dust, spreading from system to system like seeds on the wind. If that's true, then using comets as lifeboats isn't just possible. It's nature-approved. But for us to use them intentionally, as starships, we need to understand them far better than we do today. And that's where everything gets complicated. Comets are not simple chunks of ice. They're mixtures of organic molecules, rocky minerals, frozen gases, strange ices that vaporize instantly in sunlight, and long fractures filled with unknown compounds. Every comet we've visited, from Halley to 67P, behaved unpredictably. Jets erupt at random. Surfaces collapse. Fragile cliffs crumble. These objects are both shelters and hazards. Turning one into a spacecraft is not as easy as digging a hole and flipping a switch. But engineers argue that it's doable with the technology we're already close to developing. Step 1. Land a robotic construction fleet on a target comet. Step 2. Stabilize the rotation by drilling anchoring supports deep into the nucleus. Step 3. Build sealed habitats inside the protected core. Step 4. Add guidance systems. Not engines capable of accelerating to star-crushing speeds, but thrusters strong enough to adjust the comet's path slightly over decades. We wouldn't be steering it like a ship. We'd be nudging it, helping it drift toward a chosen star. With enough time, even small course corrections could change everything. The comet becomes a living arc, quietly coasting through the void. But there's a deeper question, one far more unsettling. What if nature beat us to it? What if comets have already carried life, intelligent life, across space? Think about it. We know organic molecules exist on comets. We know comets can survive millions of years in deep space. We know microbes on Earth can survive extreme radiation, freezing, vacuum, and dehydration, exactly the conditions found inside cometary ice. And some extremophiles can even reanimate after centuries of dormancy. It's not impossible to imagine life evolving inside a comet, sheltered beneath miles of ice, feeding on chemical reactions, waiting. Or imagine a civilization, millions of years ago, watching its planet die and turning its last comets into escape pods. Maybe they never aimed for another star. Maybe they simply let the comets drift. Maybe some are still drifting now, fragments of cultures we'll never meet. Interstellar comets, like Oumuamua and 3I Atlas, might not be just debris from alien solar systems. They may be the remains of worlds and histories far older than ours. Every one of them is a messenger, carrying information from a place we cannot reach. And that's why the idea of comets as lifeboats is not just a technological discussion. It's a philosophical one. If humanity's goal is survival, not just for decades, but for millions of years, then planets cannot be our only home. Eventually, Earth will be destroyed. The sun will die. The solar system will become hostile. If we want our species to continue, we have to think like interstellar travelers. And comets offer something no spacecraft ever could: longevity. A metallic ship might degrade after a few centuries in space. Electronics could fail. Radiation could slowly fry every system. But a comet? A comet has already survived the galaxy's hazards. It was born for this environment. Would such a journey take thousands of years? Yes. Tens of thousands? Possibly. But that's where humanity would need to change its mindset. Interstellar travel doesn't have to happen in a single lifetime. It could be generational. Entire societies could be born, live, evolve, and die inside these icy worlds. Miniature civilizations drifting between the stars. It sounds extreme, but think about how humanity already lives. We build cities in deserts, on mountains, in the freezing Arctic. We build submarines for months underwater and space stations for years in orbit. A comet habitat is just an extension of that idea, a frontier settlement carved from ice instead of rock. Of course, the psychological challenge would be immense. The darkness, the isolation, the sense of being cut off from the universe except for instruments and virtual displays. But humans have endured worse environments. If survival is the prize, we adapt. But perhaps the biggest question isn't can we travel this way, but should we? Would using comets as lifeboats mean abandoning Earth? Would it risk contaminating other star systems? Would humanity become scattered across the galaxy, losing unity, forming isolated pockets that evolve separately over time? Interstellar travel forces us to confront a truth. Once we leave the solar system permanently, there is no coming back. A comet ship would drift too fast and too far for a return trip. It would be a one-way mission, a leap into eternity. And yet, maybe that's the destiny of every intelligent species. To spread, to explore, to survive by letting go of the place where they were born. Comets make that destiny possible. They are the only objects already doing what we dream of doing. The universe builds them, launches them, sends them drifting between stars. They are natural spacecraft, waiting for passengers. Maybe the galaxy is full of them. Icy arcs carrying the seeds of life to places where new civilizations will rise. Maybe Earth itself received those seeds billions of years ago. Maybe we owe our existence to a comet that passed by long before humans existed. If that's true, then using comets as lifeboats isn't just engineering. It's following a tradition older than Earth. Humanity may never build a massive starship of steel and plasma drives, but it might not need to. The universe has already placed billions of vessels in orbit around distant suns and deep in interstellar space. Some are headed our way. Some are leaving. Some will never be seen again. One day, when Earth's time is running out, a small group of humans might board one, not a spaceship, but a comet. They will descend into the carved caverns, seal the hatches, activate the reactors, and watch as the last sunlight they will ever see fades behind the ice. Then, slowly, the comet will drift outward, guided by tiny course corrections, until the sun shrinks to a distant star and the journey truly begins. Humanity's first interstellar travelers won't be astronauts. They'll be settlers, passengers on a world of ice.